Welcome back to more Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. Last time, we got to Grape Garden, so this time we're going to continue exploring this area. Up here is stage 3, and here we have a new mechanic. So if we get fire from this enemy, we can go over here to light this fuse. If we get into this cannon before the fuse reaches it, we can actually launch to a new area. Up here is an extra life for our troubles. So with that in hand, let's go through here. Now we have a series of ships and a strong wind pushing us to the right. You can either go along the bottom of this area through these small platforms or along the top of the actual balloons. I prefer to go along the top route because it's a little bit safer. Once we reach the end, we have to go over here, and there's a door right here with a secret. So let's go inside for a switch. Now that we found that, we have to go left over to this door, which is actually the way forward. So we have a narrow corridor with the strong wind still, so we have to be a little bit careful because there are plenty of enemies around, and not a lot of room to maneuver. So let's carefully make our way through all of these enemies. There's a healing item if you need it, and there's a warp star. So next up, we have to climb up these little cloud platforms to the goal. Next up is stage 4, which is down here. And we have another foresty area. So let's swap over to this power-up. This is Ball, a very powerful copy ability if used correctly. I'm not really good at the timing of attacking with this. I tend to take a lot of damage unnecessarily. Basically, you have to hold A to charge up like this. But I find it a little bit unwieldy, so I tend to take damage because of not entirely understanding where when the iframes for this attack are. In a lot of cases, you can deal a ton of damage by bouncing in small areas, but there are brief windows where Kirby is not invincible, and as a result, I tend to take more damage than it's worth. So here we have a wheel sequence. We have to outrace the explosion there to reach a secret area. That is not what I meant to do, so unfortunately we will not be making it here in time. The only difference is there's a 1-up on that path. Both doors should take you to the same place. We have 2 enemies here, and a mini-boss. So this mini-boss is interesting. This is Fan, who is not in Kirby's Adventure. The mini-boss here is named Rolling Turtle in Kirby's Adventure, and to my knowledge, they're basically fought the same way. This is basically just an aesthetic difference. So Fan gives us the copy ability Throw. Unlike Backdrop, which was changed slightly, Throw still involves basically inhaling an enemy and then, in this case, throwing them. You can also pick up blocks this way, so it's an okay ability. It's not one of my favorites, mostly because you have to be stationary when throwing items, but it is still pretty cool. So stage 5 is right over here. And we have a cloudy area with an invincibility candy. This is probably a great time to have this because there are plenty of enemies, and very narrow platforms, so actually platforming here would probably be a little bit difficult if we weren't invincible. So through here, we have this little broom enemy that sadly does not give us a copy ability, and we have a large door. We have another Meta Knight fight, but with Throw, this shouldn't be too difficult. So, Kirby's Inhale instantly defeats the Meta Knight soldiers, and we can also then throw them, which makes it very easy to get through this encounter, like so. So there's the exit, and here I think I want to swap over to Burning, because it might be good for getting through some of these areas a little bit more quickly. Burning is a very good ability for traversal, just because it kind of propels you forward like this. In some cases, it's also good for navigating through spiky areas like this. Let's try something. Can we go through Gordos with this? We can. I say as I immediately land on the spike anyway and lose the power-up, so let's go around here, past this Gordo, to the goal. So from here we have to go up to stage 6. And we have another indoor level. So in general, I do feel like Kirby gameplay works pretty well underwater, but because a lot of copy abilities don't work underwater, it does make certain areas a little bit tricky. As a result, I am going to stop here and pick up Sword before we keep moving through the water. I think actually the way forward is up here, but I did want the health. So we have another fight with Mr. TikTok. Even when we get the boss, when we defeat the boss, I don't think I want his power, just because Sword is more useful. Here is a very dark area. To actually find a secret, you're supposed to go over here and find light. So once you get light, you can light up this area and then go back over here to find a hidden door. But the door is here anyway, with a switch behind it. It is nice that you can actually enter the door even without lighting up the room, because it is still there. It's just really hard to tell unless you light everything up. So yeah, it is cool. Saves a little bit of time not having to actually find light and then backtrack. By the way, the doors do look different if there is something you still need to find there. So in case you go through a level with a switch, and then you don't find the switch, you can still easily tell which stages you're missing something in. Here we have to use stone on those posts to get the extra life up to the top of this area. And let's keep climbing up here. There's high jump. I actually want high jump for a little bit later, before we go to the goal. So all that's left here is the boss. This is Kracko Jr., a very interesting enemy because we can't damage Kracko Jr. We basically have to flee, and this is why I wanted high jump, because high jump makes this a lot easier. You can float up normally, but this does save a little bit of time because of how quickly we can travel with this. Just be careful about taking damage, because the death plane will move with the screen, so if you fall, you will lose a life. So be a little bit careful. Now we can actually deal damage because this is Kracko. With high jump, we can easily take out Kracko. Not only is it good for that initial climb, but it's not bad for the fight itself. I think 2 more high jumps should be enough to defeat Kracko. So that's the next piece of the Star Rod. So, next up is level 5, Yogurt Yard. I do like the little intro cutscenes at the start of every level. They're very charming. Even though this game is fairly light on story, especially if you miss the opening, it is nice to have little animations like that to add some extra charm. There's a door down there. This is dangerous, but I'm gonna go for this to see what's in here. it is a series of stone enemies and an extra life, so maybe not worth it. But hey, we're at 21 lives now, so not bad. There's a ton of enemies flying around here, so let's carefully descend and see what we can find. We want to go past this door and break these blocks. Down here there's a series of blocks that are a little bit taller that hide a door. And of course, there is a switch behind it. Alright, so let's keep moving. Through here we have a series of waterfalls and small platforms, so let's be a little bit careful. If we drop our power up here, it would be very difficult to retrieve it. So yeah, let's not take too many chances here. So level 2 is right here. And first of all, we have to climb down to the first entrance, where we have another cave area. Luckily, we still have Sword, so we can easily defeat any underwater enemies. Again, you should do your best to hold on to your power-ups underwater, because Kirby has the little water-spitting attack underwater. He can't inhale anything underwater. So basically, if you drop your power, there's very little chance of getting it back. We have 2 doors here. Is this where we came from? Normally doors disappear when you enter them, so that actually is a little bit surprising to me. So let's keep moving. I kind of want to stick with Sword, honestly. There's 2 doors over there. I assume, one of, like, that door over to the right connects to one of those. It's not really a maze, but it kind of feels like one with the back and forth here. So yeah, now we're in here. Now this connects to this door. There's a one up over there. I'm actually not sure how to get that. We have another fight with Bonkers. Luckily we still have swords, so this shouldn't be too bad. As a heads up, you might want to hold on to Hammer for a little bit, because later on we will need Hammer for some things. Even if you do lose the power-up though, it's not too big of a deal. You'll be able to get it back fairly easily, which we'll see a little bit later. Oh, that's how you get the one-up. Alright, so with that in hand, let's head to the goal. So let's drop down to stage 3. And we have a little, vertical area. There's a high jump enemy there, but again, I kind of want to hold on to Hammer, for a later stage. I don't think it'll actually work out, but I'll do my best. I say as I immediately drop Hammer. I cannot pick that up in time. Oh well, so I can, show off something else. So you don't have to play through the entire stage again, thankfully. You can get Hammer somewhere else much faster. So yeah, that works out. It would've been nice if I could have held on to it, but oh well. We have Wheel here. We have a little, straightforward area to roll across. That feels very dangerous. Like, even though the platforms are spaced, properly so you can roll straight across, it feels really scary. Like you might drop, but, it is totally safe. This isn't, though. Those blocks break. So let's not use Wheel. This looks kind of suspicious here, so I'm gonna break that. Here we have Stone, which we can use to break this. That's a little bit scary, having to basically transform out of stone really fast so you don't plummet into the pit and immediately lose the life you just got in the process. Okay, I did not transform into stone fast enough, so I did take damage there. So yeah, we have to carefully fly through here. I suppose you could use Parasol, but I feel like that'd be kind of dangerous because of the way it sways. So, here's stage 4. And this level, is going to be interesting. We have another fairly narrow passage here, but we have burning this time, so we can easily fly through here. I recommend trying to hold on to burning, because trying to fly through here would probably not be easy, and we can also go through certain areas like this for some extra power-ups. Not power-ups, but collectibles. As soon as I immediately lose it. So we have another Meta Knight encounter. This is kind of an interesting arena. It's a lot more open than some of the areas we've been in previously. So yeah, we have to kind of jump from level to level to defeating them all, like so, to make more progress here. We have Ball. I don't know if I want Ball for this, but we'll try this and see how this goes. Yeah, this feels dangerous. I'm not gonna use this on these narrow platforms. So let's keep flying over all of this, pick Sword back up, and see what's here. There's a door with this waterfall, so there's a way up here, but there's a door to the right with another switch. So let's head back over to the main part of this area and start climbing up. I don't really need the 1-up, and I would rather hold on to Sword for something later, so I'm gonna pass on that. I'd have to drop it and then quickly swap over, or quickly inhale the 1-up and then switch back to Sword, which might not work out, so I think I'm gonna skip that for now. We have a long fall here, with tons of enemies around, so let's be a little bit careful as we go to the goal. And with that, we'll finish up Yogurt Yard next time. So thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland.